Club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go.
Good day, everyone. Today we're going to be discussing about human resource management, chapter 1. And chapter 1 will tell us something about like gaining a competitive advantage. Now, this chapter will discuss about the role of the human resource management function in the corporate effort to be competitive in the industry and its advantage towards them. Now, the chapter will also discuss the roles and the skills that the human resource management department will be needing, for them to be able to join the company. And then also it will also identify the competitive challenges worldwide. So today's requirements of the industry actually are at par with the international market labor. So therefore, companies right now are coming up with the policies and strategies for them to be able to be desirable to the good people that are looking for a better opportunities. And then the chapter will also conclude and give us highlights on about the HRM practices. How do they go over activities for them to cover a lot of areas that are needed to be filled up, that are needed to for them to participate and share their talents in the company. The chapter will also give us an insight about the roles and activities of a company HRM function. So it will expound on that areas for us to better understand it, especially the students. The grasp of how human resource management activities are being actually developed and enhanced for them to be able to learn a lot of things that would command desirability when they apply in a particular industry as an employee or as a manager. Now, the chapter will also give us an insight about uh, the competing global marketplace, how a company would be able to stand the challenges of competing in the industry that are actually very highly competitive world of sharing and looking for fresh and new talents that would join their company. The chapter will also help us understand the human resource management practices supporting high performance work system, and even the practices, on how to go over it, and yeah, how to go over the practices and maintain the sustainability of having to engage an efficient human resource function. One exciting example is the Starbucks human resource practices, the HR practices of Starbucks, that it's yeah, ensuring that they will be brewing coffee longer and sustainable into the market. Okay, so Starbucks is present in all of a lot of countries and is growing globally, by more than about 4 stores and 200 employees in one place. Manila alone, considered, has a lot of outlets, and you could just imagine in one store would command about an average of 20, personnel, excluding the one in the inventories, excluding the one in the warehouses and everything. So more than four store, averaging for about 200 employees each day, and some are actually operating on a 24-hour basis. Now, the company believes that the key to success is their employees. And employees are being gained, are being selected by the human resource. So there, and the employees, according to the Starbucks research, are considered their partners. And since Starbucks partners play such an important role in the company, so the company sees its fit to emphasize on selecting the right new employees. They really wanted to attract good and yeah, exceptional employees, because Starbucks are aiming for a longer relationship with them. Now, in that essence, so Starbucks are comes up with a lot of activities in training. So they train them to and because they believe that the key to success is, yeah, by having good I don't know good composition of the employees. Now, after training them, they also come up with a lot of reward systems. So yeah, the reward system for those exceptional yeah, qualifications and the work that they have imputed in the operation of the business. Now, Starbucks not only values employees and uses human resource, but HR practices also are being valued. No, so what are these? No, the practices that support the business strategy. So remember again, time and again, I've been talking about the objectives, the goals of a particular business. Should be the guiding force for any business. No, the vision and mission should be, yeah, put no first, no, before going into the process of organizing and yeah, promulgation of any businesses. So therefore, uh, okay, so and Starbucks believes that these human resource practices have a positive impact on the business and support the company's mission and values, as I said. No, so there. Okay. First, we define. No, so when you say competitiveness, what does it mean? When you say competitiveness, it refers, no, to a company's ability to maintain and gain market share in its industry, right? So if the Starbucks is into the coffee industry, so be it, no, he has to gain market share, no, which apparently they're very successful about it, no. So you want some good coffee and good ambience and friendly people, no, to go around with, so go to Starbucks. Now, when you say competitiveness, it is related to effectiveness, which is determined whether the company satisfies the needs of stakeholders. In management, when you say stakeholders, these are composes the groups that affect the operation of any business practices. So you've discussed that and understand that in management one. Okay, so when you say human resource management, it refers to policies, practices, and systems that influence employees' behavior, attitude, and performance. If I may repeat, it refers to policies, practices, and systems, performance even, no, by contributing to employees' satisfaction. So that is how we refer to human resource management. Now, when you say refer to policies, practices, and systems and influences the behavior of the employees, its attitude and the performance as a whole. So, an effective human resource management practices have been shown to relate to a company performance by contributing to not only the customer but also to the employee. So when the employee feels it, it is conveyed to your desired customer for their customer satisfaction. Innovation is also part of it. No? So you should create some exciting principles and adherence to policies. No, be innovative. Productivity is also one because a robust and productive business means good profit. And the processes should also be developmental. Ano? So when you say developmental, so it's a favorable reputation in the community in which the firm is going to be located. Right? So there, no? It has to be a favorable, no, concept for everyone, no? Specifically the community that is involved, no, in the process. Also, the HRM contribution has only recently been recognized. So it's not, it's lonely, but it's sad, but That's the real truth, no? The contribution of human resource actually is, in most cases, being set aside, no, by the huge companies. But then apparently it has gained, no, its importance, no, in the internal operations of the business. So, what responsibilities and roles do HR department is performing? So, the responsibilities that human resource department is solely responsible to for include outplacement, labor law, excuse me, labor law compliance, record keeping, testing, unemployment compensation, and some aspects of benefit administration. So a lot, ano? So from hiring to firing and in between processes, there are lots of things that HR are taking care of. Once you have hired someone, all the necessary paper requirements, clearances from other companies you came into, or legal clearances and everything, and then afterwards, the benefits, processes. In the Philippine context, the SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig, are being processed by the HR. And then for those who will be retiring also, HR is taking care of them. Okay, so the HRM as a business has three basic product lines. So what are these? Number one is the administrative services and transactions. So therefore, no, a while ago we've been talking about they package the compensation. They do policies for hiring, staffing. No? So they give emphasis, an emphasis is placed on the resource efficiency and the service quality. Okay, so administrative services and transactions. No? So there. Now, second is the business partner services. So as partner services, developing effective HR systems and helping implement business plans and talent management. No? So they source, they pull, no? And they give emphasis. No? An emphasis is placed on knowing the business and exercising influence by problem solving, designing effective system to ensure needed competencies. There. Number three is strategic partner. So how as a partner, contributing to business strategy based on consideration of human capital, business capabilities, readiness, and developing human resource practices as part of the strategic differentiation. Now, it gives emphasis and place knowledge on human resource and of the business competition and market the business strategies. So again, if I'm going to be repeating, so the three influences, the responsibilities and roles of human resource, there, so there. Business with three product lines. Yeah. Administrative, business partner, and strategic partner. So these are the three. Okay, so what competencies do human resource professionals need? So therefore, what are needed actually, so in a nutshell, credible activist. It delivers results with integrity. It shares information, build trusting relationships, influences others, providing candid observation, and taking appropriate risk. Okay, number two is cultural steward rather, cultural steward. How? It facilitates change. It develops and values the culture and helps employees navigate the culture. There. Number three, talent manager or organizer, designer even. Organizational designer, we call it. So talent manager and organizational designer. It develops talent, design reward system, and shapes the organization. So that's number 3. Number 4, an HR is a strategic architect. As an architect, it recognizes business trends and their impact on business, evidence-based human resource, and develops people strategies that contribute to the business strategy. Okay? And then, business ally. Understand how the business makes money and the language of the business per se. And number 6, operational executor. It implements workplace policies, advances human resource technology, and administers day-to-day work by maintaining and retaining people. Now, how is HRM function changing? So the amount of time that the human resource function is devoting to the administrative task is decreasing, and its role as strategic partner, change agent, employee advocate are also increasing. Now, the advancement in technology is enhancing self-service. We can see that almost every day in some of the fast food chain, even in the telecommunication company, so they're advancing technology that, engage customer by self-service. And then self-service is the process of giving employees control of human resource transactions. And then this allows the employees to take the greater responsibility for their own careers later on. Now, outsourcing refers to the practice of having another company provide services. So, they're veering away from the responsibilities of keeping employees, and by, it's cost-cutting measure even. So they outsource. So the practice of having another company provide for the intended services. And then the evidence-based human resource. So when you say evidence-based human resource, it refers to demonstrating that human resource practices have a positive influence on the company's bottom line or the key stakeholders. Uh, as a HRM profession, there are many different types of jobs in the inside human resource management as a profession. And then primarily professional organization for HRM is the Society for Human Resource Management. So these are the things that you want to join in later on as a student or as a practitioner. So there are actually support group that would enhance your knowledge about it. Okay. Another definition for sustainability, referring to the HRM, is the ability of a company to survive and succeed in a dynamic competitive environment. And then company success is based on how well the company meets the needs of its stakeholders. And stakeholders are referred to now once again the community, the customers, the shareholders, the people, the employees, and all the other parties that have an interest in seeing that the company succeeds. And then several changes in the company or economy rather have important implications for human resource management. Now, some key statistics about economy and the workforce are we're going to be discussed later on. Okay, the competition for labor is actually affected by the growth and decline of the industries. So now we feel them because of the COVID, because of the pandemic. So companies are actually declining in performance, if not closing. Because it's understandable that we are facing a challenge at this time. So yeah, the decline of the industries would be tantamount to losing jobs. And then when you lose jobs, so definitely there's no money on it. So occupations really tied up, no? If not, the absence of, the absence of it. And now, competition for labor is also influenced by the number and skills. Number in terms of a person available for full-time work. Sometimes you are restricted not to, impart your uh, the whole time of yourself joining a particular company because of other things that influences you. Now, the most significant percentage change in employment are from 2004 no, to 2014. And it is expected to be, that 214 figure is not actually significant right now, but in the present times, the expected to be home health aides and network system and data communication analysts will be high because of the technology and the present situation that we are in right now. Actually, there were reports. No, there are reports that the largest number of job openings will be in occupations requiring a doctoral degree. In my case, I'm just lucky that I have come to the point wherein I enhance my education by acquiring such. So therefore, the chances of me having a very good career is actually being presented because of my qualification. So the largest number of openings actually are geared towards that kind of industry, so in the education industry even. So you could just imagine some companies are closing, but then eventually schools like us are still, going on to the process of engaging to its business of imparting good education, and at the comfort of our home. So that is, we're just lucky that we have it. No, okay, okay. Now, what do you mean by intellectual assets? No, okay. So when you say intellectual assets, as refer to a type of company asset, including human capital. There now. So when it engages, its customer capital is another one. It's there, and social capital and intellectual capital even. So these are considered intellectual asset, wherein people, no, is referred to. Knowledge workers, however, are employees who own the intellectual means of producing a product or service. So they are the one who's being focused on that. Knowledge workers. Empowerment means giving employees responsibility and authority to make decisions regarding selected or all aspects of product development or customer service. So they are in charge of all of this. As more companies become knowledge based, they must promote and capture learning at the employee, team, and company levels. See, no man is an island. It has to be a collaborative effort. And a changing environment means that all employees must promote, must embrace a philosophy of learning. So, philosophy of learning meaning is a continuous learning process. A learning organization embraces culture of lifelong learning. You don't stop. Enabling all employees to continually acquire and share what they have acquired, no, as a knowledge. Now, we talk about the need for companies, the changes in the employment expectations. So the need for a company, companies to make a rapid change has played a major role in changing the employment relationships. So the psychological contract describes what an employee expects to contribute and what the company will provide to the employee for these contributions. And then in the new economy, a new type of psychological contract is emerging. And companies right now demand excellent customer service and high productive level. So, for you to be able to make a dent in the industry. And employees are expected to take more responsibility for their own careers, from seeking training to balancing work and family. Now, in exchange, employees want companies to provide flexible work schedule for them to be able to, maximize their effort of dispensing their responsibility. And then, comfortable working condition is also important. Yeah, you don't want to harm yourself and then put yourself into jeopardy by, presenting yourself into dangers of doing your job. And then, on top of being comfortable working condition, more autonomy in accomplishing work. So sometimes you are given, it's hard, it's really nice for the bosses, for an employee to feel good if the bosses trust your decision because you are given a responsibility to decide on matters. Okay? And then training and development opportunities are also being regarded as, yeah, good motivation for employees. And the financial incentive based on how the company performs. So companies actually, when others, a lot of companies actually are sharing profits through stocks and benefits if they are actually gaining profits. Yeah. We talk about concern with employee engagement. Employee engagement is refers to the degree in which the employees are fully involved in their work and the strength of their job and company commitment. And then employees who are engaged in their work and committed to the company they work uh, give companies competitive advantage. Meaning, good people working under your company definitely will give you an edge over the other industries related, over competitions. Now, talent management. So, what are these? Now, talent management involves attracting and retaining, developing, and motivating highly skilled employees and managers and staff. Okay. And then in companies report that one of the most important talent management challenges they face is developing existing employees for managerial positions and attracting and retaining them, the top level management. It's really hard, no? Once you determine a particular employee that has potentials in becoming top honchos of your company, how are you going to attract them and then engage them to commit to your company and then develop relationship further? So it's hard. Now, the use of alternative work arrangement, which apparently right now, we're feeling it because of the pandemic and the resources are limited. So work from home now is the key to impart your work. So the alternative work arrangement include the use of independent contractors. Even it's not only online, no, or call workers, no. So how do you call it, no? Call workers are on a on-call basis. Yeah, on-call workers. Temporary workers are needed also, no, especially right now, supposedly during bear months, no, that were December, Christmas, and holidays are coming in, so they need supposedly more production. But apparently, right now it's another story. But in the normal cases, you need temporary workers and contract company workers for you to join in to fulfill the, 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 the requirements. And and then the balanced scorecard gives managers an opportunity to look at the company from the perspective of the internal and the external customers. Now, the employees even and the shareholders are being engaged also for them to be able to assess, uh, get the right assessment coming from the feedback of these shareholders. Now, this is linked, the result of it is linked to human resource management activities as part of the company's active business strategy. And then they evaluate to the extent to which the human resource function is helping the companies meet its strategic objectives. So it is important for you to be able to get feedback coming from all the shareholders, all the stakeholders, and then getting it from the internal point of view, and then getting some feedback from the externals resources, and then combining it all together, aligning them, contrasting them, reconciling them would help you come up with a better strategy on how to go over your business. So that is how balanced scorecard is being engaged. I would like to share some competing sustainability, competing sustainability for a particular business. No? So the Valero energy values employee to sustain growth. So that is one of the cases that are being presented in the chapter. So a growing number of leaders are making social responsibility as an important part of their business strategy. Now, Valero Energy, founded in the 1980s, is one of the largest refining company in North America. The chairman, Bill Greehey of Valero Energy, says his formula for success is caring for the employees more than you care for yourself. So selfless, no? Being selfless, no? You care first for your employee, taking care of them. And then employees have to feel that they are an important part of the company. And success is also be part of them. The success and the failures of the company should be, they're part of it, no? Should be a part of it. And they have an opportunity to develop their job skills by providing a lot of activities in terms of training and skills development, no? Okay? And then when you say customer service and quality emphasis, customer excellence requires attention to product and service featured as to interact with customers. Now, the total quality management is also being engaged here. Uh, the so the TQM is defined as cooperative form of doing business that relies on the talents and capabilities of both labor and management and continually improve quality, productivity using work teams as a whole. Now, the companies are that strategy, no, companies using that TQM, no, Total Quality Management movement, has alerted management to the key role of human resource management, and it plays in the achievement of quality. No, they are the bridge. No, they contribute to the development of human an efficient human resource. Now, the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award is established by President Reagan to publicize successful quality strategies. No, so remember that Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. No, it's tantamount and synonymous to total quality management as a concept. Okay, so another example is the Xerox Corporation. The Xerox Corporation actually was awarded and received the Malcolm Baldrige Award in 1989, so late 80s, after changing its policies. No, so there. What are these? No, to satisfy the customer is amongst them, and to make quality improvement the job of every employee. Operations Management International also is a 2001 Baldrige Award winner in the service category. Now, the measure is the ISO 9000. No, the ISO now is a developing award giving body, but at the time it was ISO 9000 to 2000 standards. It was developed by the International Organization for Standardization in Geneva, Switzerland. The ISO 9000 is the name of the family of standards that includes requirement as to how to establish quality standards and document work processes, helping workers understand, study quality system requirements, has been adopted. And then the Six Sigma process even is part of it. And referring to the system of measurement, is Six Sigma, analyzing, analysis, improvement, and then controlling processes once they have been brought within the narrow Six Sigma quality, tolerance, or standards. So there's a measure on it. And the objective of the Six Sigma is to create a total business focus on serving the customer. So delivering it, what customer really want. And then, yeah, that's it, creating one for the customer even. So the changing demographics and diversity of the workplace, that is important for a company to assess, because the labor force of current employees is often referred to as the internal labor force, and then the external labor market includes persons actively seeking employment. That's external. Okay, and it is acknowledged that there's also the presence of the aging of the workplace there. No, comparing the distribution of the age in the workforce will be also be discussed further as we go along. Okay. There are actually legal and ethical issues in facing the challenges of the human resource. So there are five main areas category in the legal context and the environment have influenced the human resource practice. Number one is the equal opportunity. So it is being emphasized even, um, equal opportunity legislation were introduced because it was recognized that there are actually mishaps in giving out that equal opportunity for others, race, religion, gender. These are the kind of yeah equal opportunity that hampers the reputation of some reputable companies. Safety and health legislation is also considered. Pay and benefits legislation is important also. So it has evolved for so many years, and it cope up with the current standard of living of some countries. And then the employee privacy is very much engaged until up to now, even now, right now, they're very important. The privacy and job security, retirement is amongst them, pay package is amongst them. Most recently, Americans with disability act regulations require employers to accommodate mental and physical limitations even. Otherwise qualified individuals, unless undue expense would be incurred. So pwede naman yun. It can be done actually. So there. Now the ethical criteria should be used in company and employee interactions. Now ethical principles include the emphasis of mutual benefits, employees assuming responsibility for company actions, a meaningful corporate visions for employee, and in the context of fairness. That is, a lot of unethical issues are being committed by some companies, violating these standards. One good example right now is the PhilHealth fiasco. And I know one company also, that government agency even, that I feel bad about it because I'm part of the the one who's actually being affected by it. Corruption issues and everything. That's it. Once you are against the policies of some other enterprising government officials, you are ostracized because you're not one of them. It's hard. So that's ethical criteria should also be engaged. Um, Chapter 1 actually entails a lot of discussions, and it will take a lot of time for us to be able to go through with it. So right now, I'm going to stop, at the ethical challenges that are facing the human resource management, and then create again another video for to continue on chapter 2. I'm sorry, the continuation of chapter 1. So for now, thank you very much for listening and watching, and I want a very good assessment of what you have heard, and learn, no, from the chapter discussion. Thank you.